What's up, y'all? It's Kevin Redline, and I'm here to talk about this loss that the Ravens took to the Baltimore Ravens. Just to make it plain and simple, I think this is a game that the Ravens beat themselves. Honestly, it should have been a blowout, but the Ravens outthink themselves. So I have a few things, so I'm going to be looking, kind of add some notes, so I can kind of just refer to what I noticed. So I'm gonna go through them real quick, and so it sucks that Stanley and Tyree Phillips got hurt. We don't know how bad Phillips is, but Stanley looks pretty substantial. He's probably going to be done for the season, which is unfortunate. Not just because this has been his big, he just had his big payday, but he is definitely an asset to the team and that O line. Um, and in the first half, I can't even say not just the first half, but the defense looked good overall. I mean, they had a couple of fumbles and not fumbles, but they had a couple of mishaps and some very questionable calls on their behalf. But they did hold up against one of the better offenses, or assumed better offenses in the league. Um, Also, so I'm gonna refer to the Tyree and Stanley thing. I gotta circle back to that. Judon continues to make stupid decisions that cause penalties and hurt him overall. I mean, he's on the franchise tag. The Ravens are trying to see if he can prove to be, a valued Ravens. Does he deserve a payday? But what he did today, when he got ejected from the game, it gave Jalen Ferguson an opportunity to shine. Um, um, and the reason I say that is because Jalen, when he went out, they immediately brought Jalen in. And then the thing I noticed is that Jalen got another sack, and he had a big stop on a potential big run. So it just gave shine to other players when he should be prioritizing himself being on the field. And I get it, Jalen must respect him because he did give him a little shout out with his celebration after the sack, though. But let's see. The Ravens ran the ball well, but I'm gonna circle back to that because I feel some ways about that. Lamar, this was not a good game for Lamar. Honestly, in a lot of aspects, not some, Lamar and the offensive coordination cost us the game. Some that almost interception, Andrews was wide open. As a matter of fact, Boykin was open, but Lamar threw it behind him. Lamar is my guy. I look at him like a little brother. I take it personal when somebody talks about Lamar, but at the same time, I'm a realist. And to be real with y'all, Lamar messed up a lot. That second interception shouldn't even have been thrown. I mean, it was 3 or 4 Steelers around Andrews, so I don't know why he threw it, and that made me feel like, hey, people on the other side of the field are probably open. But at the same time, I really feel like the Ravens should have continued to run. And again, I'm going to go ahead and, talk about the run a little bit later. Um, and let's see. And again, that was it was a lot of bad calls, especially towards the latter half of the game. But at the end of the day, it shouldn't have came down to that. This was really a disappointing game. But it's a reason why I'm not really too, I'm not gonna say I'm not worried about it, but I'm not as upset as I usually would be, and it's for a few reasons. Um, Lamar didn't, and to go back on Lamar's play today, he really didn't protect the ball the way he should have, obviously. And let's see, because I really want to get to one specific subject. At the start of the second half, the defense was really playing mind. As a matter of fact, it wasn't just the start, but the defense was playing mind games with Lamar. They were loading up the box and dropping back into coverage. And then on plays where they would stuff the middle because they know that's where Lamar would like to throw, they would rush. They would rush him. So it was kind of like, geez, if that's one of my biggest reasons why I wanted them to just run the ball, because for even though we were running the ball well, they still wasn't respecting the run. So it was kind of like, come on, man, just run for us. Um, and a lot of throughout this game, I was sitting back saying to myself, like, man, I really wish Greg Roman would have took one of them offers last year, because some of his situational play calling and just play calling in general is just, it's frustrating. It's so frustrating. That holding call on Matt Skura, I don't even have to say anything about that. And one of the good things I want to talk about as far as Lamar, he did remain composed despite the 2 interceptions, despite the sacks, despite the troubles throwing the ball. When it came down to it, he did remain composed, and I can really appreciate that. Aggressive, but composed. He didn't look scared out there. So to go back, I said I wanted to speak on the Stanley and Tyree Phillips getting hurt. Why does it take? So it took for Mark Ingram to be hurt for them to run Gus. So we've been begging them to run Gus for a while. It took for Mark Ingram to really have a semi-significant injury for them to run Gus more. Second thing, why does it take 2 starting offensive linemen for them to actually consistently run the ball? I think it was our best rushing game for the whole season. So why does it take for that to happen? And mind you, the game, we probably would have walked away with the game had we just ran after we stopped at the start of our first possession in the third quarter. Had we just run the ball, continue to run, because it wasn't like they was really stopping us. The number 1 rushing defense was being dominated by us. Dominated. So why are we not running the ball? I'm like, seriously, get this glare out of the way. Like, seriously, why are we not running the ball? And so you wait until it's 5-7 minutes in the game left to consistently run the ball. You could have been doing that the whole game. The Ravens beat themselves. I don't care what nobody say. The Steelers can walk around proud as a 7-0 team. They got that because they took advantage of what we wasn't doing, which was running the ball. Like, I don't get why you're successful at running the ball and you don't run the ball. You up 17-7 and you're not running the ball? You gotta be kidding me, man. Like, it's frustrating, man. It is frustrating. I know a lot of fans are probably upset right now. My watch is going off like crazy because all of the notifications. So, again, I'll say this again. The Ravens beat themselves. Honestly, it was a lot of bad calls. They shouldn't even have mattered. They shouldn't even have mattered because defense was doing their job. And when we ran the ball, we were successful. We held Ben Roethlisberger to 24 yards in the first half. And you guys decide not to run the ball while we up 17-7. We up 10 points. And you guys don't want to run the ball. So again, my anger and frustration goes right towards the offense because it seems like common sense isn't too common when the Ravens are playing situational football. I don't get it. But hey, let me know how you all feel. I know this is probably a longer video. I don't usually have them last this long. But oh yeah, the reason why I'm not as upset as I usually would be is because maybe moving forward, the Ravens will look at tape. I can only pray, keep my fingers crossed. The Ravens will continue to look at tape and be like, you know what, guys? Lamar isn't Mahomes. He's not Big Ben. He's not that kind of quarterback, and it's okay. Let's play our games. Like honestly, I don't even know if the Titans beat Cincinnati or not. I think Cincinnati won, but I'll give them their credit. They run the ball. They don't care if it's 306 rushing yards, 17 passing yards with 2 TDs, 17 passing yards with 2 passing TDs. They just continue to run the ball. Like they don't care. The Ravens should have that mindset. Simple and plain. Like, there's no reason why the Ravens shouldn't stick to their game and just run the ball. Run the ball, whether you have an early success or not. I mean, especially don't stop running the ball when you having success. That's how you set up the pass. But again, I'm heading out. Let me know how you guys feel. The Ravens what is this, week 8? Was defeated by the Ravens. Y'all have a good one.